Hi, I'm Daniel. Welcome back to the National Food Bro Food Review channel. Today we are checking out omakase at Mono Izakaya. I have with me chef and owner Caleb Ang today, and he'll tell us more.
Over here at Mono Izakaya, we actually serve omakase. There's no two dining experience that is actually similar, and we actually try to craft every of your dining experience uniquely to itself. So this is the first course, it's the Sashimi Platter. Starting from the front, this is actually a seasonal fish called the crimson bream. This one is actually aged for 2 weeks. Right behind it is actually a Buri or Amberjack. Over here we get one that's around 6 to 7 kilos, and then we age it for approximately a month. Okay, next up, over here, this is the Spanish mackerel. So likewise, we have actually aged it for 1 month. So to let that fat flavor develop, we touch it and Buri a bit on the top to release that fat that flows into that firm meat, so you get a very luscious mouthfeel. And then lastly, over here are Hokkaido scallops that we marinate in-house with a house marinade. So that marinade helps to firm up the texture of the scallops, as well as to give it that very nice sweetness that you usually expect from your scallops.
So should I eat this with the wasabi?
I think you should try one without first.
One without first.
Yeah, so this one only seasoned with salt, so you can taste the natural taste.
Quite strong, the taste. Slightly tougher than normal sashimi. The flavor is more concentrated, but there's still a slight fishiness about it.
So this is the issues with wild fish also, because you can't control their diet. So you can actually put the wasabi, you grab it, brush it slightly against the lime.
Brush the fish against the lime.
So that's one trick that a lot of people don't know. Like they always think that the lime is there for garnish. It's actually to lightly season the fish.
Oh, okay.
Then now it becomes very refreshing.
Correct. The fishiness is actually negated, and you can actually get to taste a more intense flavor of the fish.
Correct.
So this is the Buri. Yeah, I love Buri. Buri is actually one of my favorite fish. Okay, should I put wasabi?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's do this. Shock, damn shock. So let's move on to the Spanish mackerel. Oh, there's wasabi on top of it.
No, so this is actually Yuzu koshō.
Kōshō.
Yuzu koshō. So basically it's a fermented paste made from both yuzu and chilies. So this will usually help to negate any unwanted fishy taste while allowing you to enjoy the rest of the fish properly. So this usually happens with silver skin fish because their oil flavor sometimes tend to be a bit too fishy for some people.
I like my fish fishy.
The unique thing about a Spanish mackerel is that it lies in between a hikari mono and a shiromi. Means it's a fatty white fish.
I'm nodding, I'm pretending to understand.
Because most of the time, white fish you expect very lean, very clean, very crispy flavors. Yeah. Whereas silver skin fish, you are getting very fatty fish. So it's one of the few fish that actually lies in between.
Cool, I'm going to go for the scallop now. Okay, so how does this work?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a luxurious one bite.
Reminds me a bit of the ramen egg. The taste.
Close. So the marinade gives it that bounce, that slight chew to it.
Is this dessert?
This is our seasonal dish. Okay, over here you have a house-made fish roe jelly. From all the fish that we have in-house, we actually collect their fish roe and then we boil it with a consomme, like a Chinese pork trotter jelly, but this is the fish version. Yeah, close enough. And next in the middle is actually strawberries from the Kōchi Prefecture. I think one beauty about pickling and fermenting is, you get to eat things that is already off-season. So what we did with them, we actually do a umeboshi style pickling with it. This fruit is the apple from Kōchi, Japan as well. So what we do, we actually deskin it, cook it with apricots, and then ferment it 2 weeks with Italian vinegar. And then this is the chutney that's left over.
You can taste ginger in there.
There's ginger on top and then ginger inside.
Okay, it seems like it's more raw.
Of course, more value for money.
A lot of raw, okay. Okay, strawberry time. This version is QQ.
Yeah, but down here it goes actually very well with this sake that I served to you. Yeah. Because it's all floral and fruits all coming together. And then because it's on the drier side, it helps curb some of that sweetness also.
So these tomatoes are really alcoholic. So You want to explain the fermentation process of the tomato?
We actually do a spiced ricotta cheese. We actually toss the cheese away because there's way too much spice that go into it. And then the remaining juice from that cheese, which is usually people call the whey, soak or ferment the cherry tomatoes in them. Initially was to get rid of the iron taste of how a fresh or raw tomato tastes like, which really a lot of people do not like. So the whole aim was to make tomatoes more approachable.
Okay. Fizzy and alcoholic. Hey, what's this, bro?
Okay, so this is one of our new dish that we have over here. We derive our inspiration from hot item in all the steamboat, which is your xiahua, the prawn paste. So we use the fresh prawn paste, we mix it with unagi, some king oyster mushroom to give it texture. We grill it, and then we serve it as a grilled dish.
Wow.
Almost like an okonomiyaki, I would say, the way that we serve it over here. Yeah, so I think it's a very hearty, a very nice dish to transit from the seasonal dish. This dish kind of tell you what cuisine we are. We are Japanese driven or inspired, but we actually have no specific cuisine that will nail ourselves down, because I think that kind of limits you to what you can actually do.
Now we have this.
So initially when we started the omakase, we didn't have rice as the last course. I think with all Asians, right, the feedback was that we all need rice. So we always curate a small donburi that usually we find that is comforting for the tummy.
Should I eat together the meat or I eat the meat first?
You can eat everything together. Like I say, we're quite easy over here.
Bacony bacon, but not bacon. Is there anything special about the meat or the process that involved in the cooking?
I think there's not a special thing per se, but how we actually arrived with this dish. This is actually our version of a traditional Korean dish called bosam, braised pork belly. Then they serve with oyster kimchi.
There's the oyster here. So this is oyster kimchi. Do you use any special particular kind of rice?
Calrose rice. Calrose rice is actually a type of California rice. There's a nice bite to it. Because personally, I don't like mushy rice. I like my rice grain by grain.
For our final course, we have dessert.
So this is what we do in-house. This is actually a tofu yuzu cheesecake. We made the tofu cheesecake in such a way where it wobbles. Dessert is the best way to end every meal, and we believe that from the start of the meal to the end of the meal, we want to have a part in it so that our heart can get to your heart when you dine with us.
Okay, so I take his heart, I accept. And I take the heart, I give back to him.
Oh.
So this marks the end of our omakase meal. We'd like to thank Chef Caleb for this session. If you have any other omakase you think we might be interested to review, let us know in the comments below. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell button. This is Daniel, your National Food Bro, signing out.